the intensity. Sometimes a coach is talking and you see people, especially nowadays, not even listening or engaging with the coach. Look at MJ. You can't get more engaged than this. He's dead serious. He's soaking in whatever Phil is saying.
In all defense team selections, 5 most valuable player awards, and 6.
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So today I wanted to, well, first of all, I wanted to get back to doing some After Darks. So hopefully tonight I'll have an After Dark out for you. I have something on my mind that I think will be pretty funny for all of us to watch. But for now, I wanted to check out this video that just popped out on my feed. And this is from Squad Dawkins, which I absolutely love for Jordan content. And this is called "Why Michael Jordan is the most skilled player in NBA history." Skills explained. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and doubt it. I definitely agree, and I'm just looking forward to see what Squad has as far as his compelling arguments. And honestly, I just feel like watching some Jordan footage. So that's really why I'm here today. Anyways, as I always do, I'm going to link the original video down below for you. If you haven't checked out Squad Dawkins' channel, highly recommend it. There's just a gold mine of awesome basketball content in there. But without further ado, let's get right into it today. Please like the video if you don't mind. It helps out a ton. And yeah, let's do it.
In most cases, Michael Jordan is recognized and celebrated as the greatest player in the history of the game. And although that is often debated, the one aspect that people rarely talk about is what made Michael so great. What were the nuanced details about his game that enabled him to win 10 scoring titles, 9 all-defense team selections, 5 most valuable player awards, and 6...
I just got to point it out. That right there. The intensity. Sometimes a coach is talking and you see people, especially nowadays, not even listening or engaging with the coach. Look at MJ. You can't get more engaged than this. He's dead serious. He's soaking in whatever Phil is saying.
In all defense team selections, 5 most valuable player awards, and 6 championships. These are the skills of Michael Jordan, explained. Let's start with the less celebrated side of MJ's game, his defense. Michael Jordan possessed extraordinary defensive instincts and a deep understanding of the game. He could instantly analyze opposing offenses and react accordingly. However,
yeah, it was nice, especially when he was younger. Even if someone got by him on the first step, it was kind of like it was a trap. So he'd let them go by, and then he'd just sneak up behind him and get that block. He was a monster with that.
It's not enough to simply read and react. One must also have the skills to execute on those reactions effectively. Michael Jordan possessed exceptional quickness and speed, allowing him to anticipate and intercept passes with remarkable precision. These abilities led to numerous electrifying fast break dunks, showcasing his athleticism and captivating audiences across the world. Jordan was known to gamble on defense, occasionally leaving his assigned player to try for a steal and score on the other end. This risky strategy could have disastrous consequences if unsuccessful, but for MJ, it often paid off, creating turnovers and fast break opportunities. His exceptional awareness and instincts also allowed him to be an effective help defender, often double-teaming opponents and forcing them into difficult passes that further led to turnovers. Michael Jordan was renowned for his on-ball defense, often compared to the legendary defensive back Deion Sanders for his ability to blanket opponents. He understood that effective defense relied more on footwork than reaching, and this was evident in his relentless activity on the defensive end. Jordan's feet were always moving, constantly shuffling and repositioning, allowing him to anticipate his opponent's moves and create opportunities for steals.
Poor Tom Chambers.
His remarkably large hands provided the strength and dexterity to swat the ball away, further frustrating.
He was quick like a cat. He literally had cat-like reflexes on defense. By the way, I love that Squad is starting out with defense. It's a thing that it's not discussed about Jordan's game enough. and that was half of his game.
His opponents. These defensive skills propelled him to fourth on the NBA's all-time steals list, a remarkable achievement considering he played fewer games than anyone else currently in the top 10.
Yep.
In addition to his exceptional steals numbers, his airness possessed remarkable shot-blocking abilities for a guard. Early in his career, he was a free-roaming defender,
Insane.
always lurking and anticipating the opponent's next move. The moment an
It's
offensive
insane to block someone on the way down
player attempted a shot,
when they're on the way
Jordan
up.
would react with lightning-quick reflexes. His instincts, speed, and anticipation allowed him
Chuck.
to block shots at an unprecedented rate for a guard, setting NBA records for the position. His ridiculously high vertical leap allowed him to deflect shots that would be out of the reach of most players. Jordan, with his
Dang, man. Look at the condition of this hoop. You could just, 80s were a different time for the league. Dang. It looks all chewed up.
exceptional basketball IQ, would carefully study the offensive player's feet and eyes. This allowed him to anticipate their movements and identify the perfect moment to strike. Often, as a help defender, he would seemingly appear out of nowhere, swatting the ball away from behind before the offensive player even realized he was there. The intense playoff wars against the bad boy Pistons forced Michael Jordan to dedicate himself to an intense training regimen, pushing his body to new limits. This newfound strength not only allowed him to endure punishment, but it also transformed him into a dominant defensive presence in the post.
Yep, thank you, Tim Grover.
Meta World Peace, himself recognized as one of the NBA's all-time great defenders, has frequently discussed Michael Jordan's remarkable strength. And this was during Jordan's later years with the Washington Wizards, when MJ's physical abilities couldn't have possibly been in peak form. World Peace even emphasized this strength as a significant distinction between Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. The only other player I hear that's talked about like that is, believe it or not, Kawhi Leonard. Everyone who talks about Kawhi says he's just like built like a brick wall. Like he's just incredibly strong. And I never would have really understood that. But it's just a shame we don't see Kawhi out there playing even a little more often.
Highlighting the unique physical dominance that set Jordan apart.
But yeah, Kobe was never built quite like Jordan, especially after the first retirement. When he came back in 95, 96, like, dude was built.
This elite strength, MJ was able to easily assert his will as the defender in the low post, not allowing the offensive player to get to their spots on the floor. This naturally disrupted the flow of the offense, forcing ball handlers into difficult situations and leading to turnovers due to the limited space they had to operate in effectively, thanks to Jordan.
Yep, that slap down, dude. That slap down was so effective.
Michael Jordan's defensive prowess is often argued over. It's crucial to remember that Jerry West, a legend in his own right and one of the best basketball talent evaluators ever, considered Jordan to be the best player on both ends of the court.
Oh, yes.
He was not only the league's most dominant offensive force, but
he did all the way to the end. Michael Jordan, to me, he epitomizes what I think is great in a basketball player. Someone who can play both ends of the court. His teams win. Yep. And in the last quarter, he's going to be there. Yeah, that's well said, man. Well said. These are all the intangibles, too. Everything he said here. Let's see. Play both ends. Doesn't show up on a stat sheet. His teams win. That doesn't show up on an individual stat level. And in the last quarter, he's going to be there. Yep. That also doesn't show up in a stat sheet. That's what I love about MJ. Because he did all the intangibles, yet, if you check the stat sheets, he's annihilating the stat sheet as well. But that's not what really tells the story. It's not the stats. You got to watch the guy.
So, its most formidable defender. This perspective, coming from someone with the logo's wealth of experience and basketball IQ, adds significant weight to any debate about Jordan's defensive abilities. When analyzing Michael Jordan's incredible offensive skill set, it's essential to distinguish between two distinct eras. The early years, marked by his explosive athleticism and daring drives to the basket, and the later stage, where his refined jump shot and mastery of the post-up game became more prominent.
Yep.
A young Michael Jordan attacked the basket with ruthless aggression. One of his many nicknames was the Black Cat, and like a cat, Jordan would strike quickly. When bringing the ball up court, defenders often gave him space, fearing his lightning-fast drives to the hoop.
Dang, man.
However,
Took some hits to the
this
head.
only played into Jordan's hands, as he would punish them with his deadly accurate mid-range jump shot. If a defender
Yeah, that
dared to
mid-range only got better and better.
crowd him to shut his shot down, Jordan would utilize his incredible acceleration and ball handling skills, often incorporating his deceptive stutter step move to blow past them and finish at the rim. His
Quite literally jump over them. Oh, man. Yeah. Sometimes I forget. There's a reason why he was called Air Jordan. It's so weird. It was like he was two different players. Like he had two completely separate careers. And it was just divided by him playing baseball. He came back such a different player. And I would argue a better player. I don't know. It's hard. But the young Jordan flying around doing all this crazy stuff, it's incredible that's the same guy. And he was successful in both manners.
His versatility, unpredictability, and never say die attitude made him nearly impossible to guard at such an early stage of his NBA career. When Michael inevitably got to the rim, there was usually an opposing big man waiting.
Yeah, there was. And this is what I'm always trying to point out about today, like today's league, is yeah, we get some people dunking once in a while. Cool. But we don't get the resistance like this, you know? We don't see this anymore. There's just guys surrounding him, hitting him, trying to push him down, do whatever it takes to have him not score on you. We don't see that anymore, and it just doesn't feel nearly as earned. Because that's what was such a big deal. A breakaway dunk from Jordan was just showtime. That was something exciting to see, but it wasn't like intense. We wanted to see Jordan dunking on a center, and he did it almost every game.
For him there. Before the defensive 3-second rule was implemented in 2001, opposing centers were allowed to camp near the basket without restriction. This allowed bigs to challenge MJ's shots with greater ease and, in that era, employ more physical defensive tactics against him.
Yep.
Overcoming these imposing defenders required exceptional skill.
Yeah, that's why I always say there's 3 layers of defense back then, before that 3-second rule. You got your initial guy you got to blow by, then you got the weak side help coming, and then if you get by both of them, now you've got to get over that center who's parked right there under the hoop. It was a gauntlet.
Determination from Jordan. In the very first regular season game of his career, Michael received contact and landed hard after his first dunk attempt.
He's crazy.
However, this incident did not deter him. Instead, it ignited a fearless determination within him. For the remainder of his career, Jordan attacked the basket relentlessly.
Yep.
With his one-of-a-kind vertical leap, Jordan could ascend to heights that even great centers couldn't reach, which resulted in many of his unforgettable poster slams. When Michael Jordan couldn't simply
That's the was he big enough moment where he's talking to Karl Malone.
dunk over his opponents, he utilized his remarkably soft touch around the basket. He possessed a fantastic understanding of angles and spin, enabling him to bank shots in from virtually any spot near the rim.
So cool.
As the league's perennial scoring leader of his era, Jordan frequently attacked the basket from both sides of the court. This means he needed the ability to finish strong with either hand.
Who does this? Who does this crap? You ever seen anyone before or after MJ do some crazy thing like this?
The court. This means
Look at that. This is him. He's already heading down right now. He's got his 2 defenders trying to block him, but he's got to out-hang them now. And he did. Right there. He had to wait that long until he's almost hitting the ground in order to release a shot to avoid these 2 blocks. Incredible.
Ability to finish
and then he
strong
banks
with
it.
either hand, a skill he practiced diligently.
How you do that?
He became particularly adept at reverse layups, showcasing his ambidexterity with both his right and left hand.
And most of the time he had to do it so he didn't hit his head on the bottom of the backboard.
Evidence of his mastery is abundant.
Not that
as
time,
entire
though.
compilation videos online are dedicated to these impressive layups. Another famous aspect of his offensive arsenal was his, quote, hang time.
Yep.
Michael Jordan's extraordinary vertical leap was a sight to behold. He would often ascend to such incredible heights and release the ball so late in his descent on his jumper that it truly appeared as if he were suspended in midair, defying gravity itself.
By the way, that's hard if you guys don't know. You're not supposed to shoot on the way down, especially when you're almost back down to the ground, the floor. Like, that is not a natural way to shoot whatsoever, but he did it so damn well. You know, you're supposed to shoot at the peak of your elevation. MJ's just crazy.
Michael's exceptionally large hands were also a significant advantage in these situations.
Poor guy deserved a block there. Like, you earned a block.
His enhanced grip on the basketball allowed him to make in-air adjustments to his shot with a level of control that most players simply couldn't replicate. Even when facing a defender who managed to get a hand in his face, Jordan possessed the remarkable grip strength to subtly alter the ball's release angle and still find the bottom of the net.
That was a brilliant way to get contact too.
Michael Jordan's extraordinary hang time wasn't just for scoring. He often used his aerial prowess to manipulate defenses, suspending himself in midair, faking a shot, and then, at the last possible moment, dishing the ball to an open teammate for an easy basket.
That's fresh out of retirement,
Michael Jordan
MJ.
possessed extraordinary body control, maintaining his balance even through heavy contact from defenders. This, combined with his remarkable strength and unwavering focus, allowed him to consistently finish plays while drawing fouls, resulting in numerous and-one opportunities.
I was just looking at that in the referee's perspective. Like, what a wild play this is. Check this out.
Maintaining his balance even through heavy contact from defenders.
Look at the ref.
This, combined with his remarkable strength and unwavering focus,
gotta catch up with the
allowed
action.
him to consistently finish plays
And then
while
this
drawing
crazy
fouls,
thing, I
resulting
gotta
in
call this
numerous
play?
and-one opportunities.
What the hell?
Basically, young MJ was an athletic freak, but displayed a remarkable combination of athleticism and skill. As he matured and left his athletic prime, his game evolved, and in the latter part of his career, his mastery of fundamentals became even more refined and polished. Specifically, during his second three-peat with the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan truly mastered the art of post-up play.
Yeah, he did.
His footwork was sound in the post, so as he backed down his defender, he would use his lower body to subtly assess their position and balance. With incredible precision, he could then fake in one direction, pivot the other way, and rise up for his deadly fadeaway jumper.
Yep, he did his first half of his career, he did his movement in the air. And the second half, it sounds so silly. He was literally the closest thing to Superman we've ever seen. Second half of his career, he did it on the ground with his footwork. And it was equally, okay, it wasn't as flashy, but as, you know, a basketball junkie like me, I actually kind of enjoy it more because it's more approachable, you know, and relatable for the average person. Like, oh, damn, you could use all these tricks in order to break your defense or break your defender, get some clearance for that shot.
MJ's post fade was unlike.
Yeah, young Jordan was not relatable at all. It was just like watching a superhero. It was like, I could never do any of that. Like, none of us can.
He didn't simply shoot it from the post. He elevated, often reaching the same impressive heights as he did when dunking.
Yeah.
This insane vertical leap made his fadeaway virtually unblockable, allowing him to unleash this signature move with unmatched precision.
I love that. How quick this is. He's gonna feel with his back, realize that there's not a single body on him, and he's just gonna use that. He doesn't need any other move because he knows I have clearance. I can get the shot off, and he's gonna do it quick.
Virtually unblockable, allowing him.
Yep. There's nothing. There's not a body. There's not a forearm. There's nothing on me. Barbecue chicken.
To unleash this signature move with unmatched precision whenever he desired. While the title of greatest all-around shooter in NBA history is certainly debatable between a few names, Michael Jordan's claim to the title of mid-range GOAT is undeniable.
Oh, 100%.
In the twilight of his career, during his final 2 seasons with the Bulls, Jordan shot an impressive 49% from between 16 feet and the three-point line.
Insane.
To truly grasp the significance
Has anybody ever done that before?
This accomplishment, consider that Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, two of the greatest scorers of all time, never achieved a single season shooting above 46% and 45% respectively from that same distance.
I believe it.
Michael Jordan's mastery of the post game drew the defense's attention like a magnet, creating opportunities for his teammates on the perimeter like Steve Kerr and Tony Kukoc.
Yep.
By commanding the offense from the low post, Jordan truly embodied the ideal leader for the triangle offense, showcasing his exceptional versatility.
And it was brilliant having Steve Kerr and then in the prior three-peat, John Paxson as the three-point slingers. Because if you watch their game close enough, they're not the type of players who can create their own shot. They're not ISO players at all. They're system players, and they're spot-up shooters. So it worked out perfect, teaming up with MJ, because you got to have a guy who's going to command a double and triple team in order to get wide open shots. And they got plenty of wide open shots because of that. I have my problems with their GM. What's his name? Why am I thinking of Jim Buss right now? That's the Lakers. Krause, Jerry Krause. I got my issues with Krause, but if it wasn't for his ego, man, he was a brilliant basketball mind. He really was. He knew how to put a winning team together, and it's just unfortunate that his ego got in the way of his success.
And basketball IQ. By this stage of his career, Michael Jordan had honed his offensive game to a razor's edge.
Yep.
Every dribble, every cut, every move had a purpose. His agility and ball handling were exceptional, but they were always tools to deceive his defender or create an opening, and never for unnecessary showmanship.
Yep.
Michael Jordan's incredible success throughout his career is no mystery. While his athleticism and physical talents were obvious to anyone watching his airness, MJ's dominance stemmed from so much more than just speed and leaping ability.
Yeah.
In truth, Michael Jordan was among the most fundamentally sound, strategic, and skilled players the game has ever seen.
I think he's the most. All right. What a great video. What a fantastic video. No, I honestly think he's the most all-around, fundamentally sound basketball player of all time. If it was just flashy fun, then, I mean, we've seen that before, and we've seen that since. Players who just, shock us constantly, but they don't have the full package. Usually those kind of players, they don't play hard on defense. Jordan had all the fundamentals on defense, plus some. And then on offense, he was just on a whole different planet from everyone else, But it wasn't just the leaping ability. It wasn't just his ability to attack the basket. It wasn't just his mid-range. It wasn't just that he can hit the open shot, for three whenever he felt like it. And it wasn't just his passing ability. It was all of it, and his willingness to play within a system, which is very rare for a guy of his talent. All of those things combined is what made him so fantastic, So, yeah, I think he is the most fundamentally sound player I've ever seen from top to bottom, because whatever weakness you might claim he has, he's got 5 other strengths that are the best we've ever seen, So at that point, it's not like he's just good in all these categories. He's the best we've ever seen in all these categories. And then in a couple of categories, he's just really good. So we can't really say anything is a weakness. We could just say, well, he wasn't the best ever in three-point shooting, for instance. He wasn't the best three-point shooter we've ever seen. But pretty much all the rest of the stuff, never seen a dude like that, Anyways, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed it. It's a good way to start the day. I got something funny planned for you guys tonight for the After Dark. Sorry for not doing After Dark for the last couple of days. Had some personal stuff going on, and it demanded some of my time. And also, the regular videos were running pretty long. I was I don't know what it was, but I ran into a phase of every video is 40 minutes long, so I apologize for that. But it just happens naturally. But anyways, I'm out of here for now, you guys. I will see you all in the comment section. Let me know. Is MJ the most fundamentally sound player you've ever seen? Or tell me who you have as your pick. I'm actually really excited because I bet you guys are going to come up with some good players to throw down there. Remember, it's all around. It's not just offense. It's not just defense. You got to have the full package. So let me know what you think. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Hit that bell to get notified for the After Dark tonight. I will see you later. And thank you so much for watching, everyone. Peace out.